Folks, welcome to 2024 Dayboro Day. We're really excited to bring you this episode of Australian Car Collector. Dayboro is such a special little town. Many towns put on shows, they put on big fights, they put on school-related things. Dayboro Day is one of the only places I know of that actually have a day dedicated to the town, which is not actually a country show as such. Down the main street of Dayboro Day, you will find a parade where they get community groups from the area, but also a historical perspective in terms of the original settling families that were in the area as well. And all up, there's going to be about 20,000 people will come down this main street of Dayboro. There's stalls to buy things from, food vans, you name it. It all happens here at Dayboro Day. 2025 will be the next big one. So if you can get around, come and see Dayboro Day. You'll have a wonderful time and the kids will just love it. I'm here with Glenn, and he's the president of the Brisbane Vintage Auto, I nearly said veteran, Vintage Auto Club.
Brisbane Vintage Auto Club Incorporated.
The BVAC.
BVAC.
And we're in front of his gorgeous, what year is this, 65?
65 Mustang.
65 Mustang convertible. What a stunning thing. Glenn, tell me about the club, mate. How long's the club been going for now?
The club was founded in 1969.
Really, that long ago?
We've had our 50th, we're in our 55th year this year. We've got a celebration coming up in, I think it's August, in our old Petrie Town. So we got a long history. We've got one of our foundation members over sitting in the stand today, which is really great.
Okay.
So, yeah, events like today, we're just getting a lot of interest. We're very passionate about the vehicles and maintaining the car movement. So really, want to promote and keep these vehicles and the history alive.
Sure.
The reason I joined the club, I've been in the club for over 25 plus years. Right. My grandfather had he had about 20 Model Ts. And I inherited a 1921 Model T off him. He used to do events such as the Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers. Yeah, okay. I've also, in my vehicle, my Model T, 1925 Model T, Tourer, I've also participated in the Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers just as part of, I guess, that legacy going forward.
Fantastic.
So it's been, it's a journey. I've been the club president for quite a while. We went through a period of declining numbers, but we're seeing a lot of growth within the club now.
What do you attribute that to, Glenn?
A lot of hard work.
Okay.
And just getting our message out there. A lot of people are also now wanting to, they're starting to get vehicles. You don't see the veterans and vintage cars anymore terribly much. You've got some great vehicles on display today, which is great to see, but we're seeing more the classics, or the people. When they've grown up with the cars, and so it's really, we're seeing those cars coming back from younger members. Yep. So we're encouraging, I know our club name says Brisbane Vintage Auto Club, but our club is a multi-make club, and we cover up to vehicles that are up to 1978 at the moment. Okay. Chrome bumper, as you can see, so this fits in very nicely. Our club is a very social based club. We do a lot of events out to, we do morning teas, runs to all different areas around Brisbane North and further. We also do a lot of community events such as this one. This is our inaugural event here. Pretty chuffed at what we've been able to achieve in a few months. So next year this event will be on. We'll be working with the Dayboro Day Progress Association to make this a lot bigger event. Sure. We'll be looking for sponsors, major sponsors and other sponsors, to be able to really make this event come alive for the Dayboro community, and also for the historic car movement as well. So,
yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
So you've got a really amazing eclectic mix here of vehicles. Some clubs will focus around one specific mark, or sometimes even one model within that mark. You've got a really good mix here.
So
thanks once again, mate. It's a great day.
No worries. Thanks, Ben.
Good on you.
Cheers. All the best.
So, folks, look, sometimes in some of these car shows, you come across a vehicle that you really would be very, very hard pressed to see anywhere else. And I'm here with Zoran. We have his magnificent Dodge Coronet and a stunning colour at that, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
And look, I couldn't help it. It jumped out at me, and I had to come and have a chat with this guy and introduce you to him. I think you're just going to love this. And if you're a Mopar fan, you will go nuts over this car. It is quite something. Zoran, tell us about this beautiful car of yours.
Well, thanks for seeing me and coming and give us an interview. But you're right, Mopar fans do go overjoyed with this car. This Dodge Coronet 1967. It's a numbers matching 383 big block.
Mm-hmm.
It's had a little bit of work done to it, so the engine's not all standard.
Right.
But the paint is what attracts people first.
Oh, for sure.
And guys or girls, it doesn't matter. Everyone loves this paint color. So it's turbine bronze. The paint code for the Mopar enthusiast out there is MM1. And this particular car, it's a 67, but I can tell you everything about it.
Okay.
Came out of the LA plant November 22nd, 1966.
Right.
And like a lot of the manufacturers, Mopar would start building next year's model during the previous year.
Yep.
So the only unfortunate thing for Mopar aficionados is most Mopars, you are sometimes lucky enough if the car's a survivor like this one to find the broadcast sheet that went through the factory underneath the seat. LA plant is the only ones that religiously took them out and destroyed them. So I don't have the broadcast sheet for it, but I know everything about it. I'm the third owner for the car, and the second owner, I posted on a forum in America, and I said, hey, look at my new baby. And this car was in Finland. I was living in Finland, and I imported it out of America to there in 2013. I posted it up, and he goes, private message, hey, I think I used to own your car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he sent me, he was the one that painted it on the outside, and the original paint's on the inside. And he sent me all photographs of the build, his little daughter, 7, 8 years old, scraping down the car, sanding it down.
Seriously. What a history.
Yes.
What a history.
Full of history, this car.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
mate.
So what do you want to know about it?
Mate, so what's inspired you with Mopar, mate? What is it about that?
So I think I started my Mopar sort of addiction very, very young.
It is an addiction, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Mopar people are strange. That's a fact. I think we're a little bit more sort of, anal retentive when it comes to what our cars look like. Numbers matching seems to be a thing in our community. The big thing with this one was my first car was a Volkswagen 63 Beetle.
Yep.
But I already had my first Mopar, which was a Valiant VG Coupe.
Oh, really? Okay.
With the factory 318 Fireball. So that started my first Mopar. This is my 50th. My 51st
50th Mopar.
Yeah, my 51st
Wow.
was my Dodge Ram that I left in Finland and sold before coming back here in 2022 in January. And I have a 1957 Plymouth show car as well, sitting at home.
Oh,
with
well,
a 5.7 Gen 3 Hemi.
I think we need to see that somewhere.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah. I'll hook you up. Come over.
I'd love to.
It's a show car, so we're not on the road yet.
So what got you into cars, and how old were you, mate?
Mate, I grew up in Gawler, South Australia, and it's a country town near Barossa Valley. And we had a big property. My granddad loved Volkswagens. So I learned to drive when I was about 8, 9 years old. We had a big property I could drive on. I was driving manual with his fastback, 1600 TLE fastback. And we were just driving around outside and mini bikes in the back paddock and this sort of thing. So we were grew up with motors and engines.
Sure.
Taking apart my dad's ride-on lawnmower, learning about gearboxes and that sort of stuff.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, it was always in my blood.
Great stuff.
I worked at Holden's. I worked there 2 times. when I was out of school, I went there, I was working on 304 line painting.
Mm-hmm.
VN was the model. And then I left, went to college, went back, and I was a test driver for the last 5.5 years, up until 1993.
Test driver
for GM.
For GM.
Yeah, we had a little rattle and squeak track and a big sort of like fast track.
And where was that, mate?
In Elizabeth,
in
Adelaide.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
Closed
real
down
claim
now.
to fame. That's not many people can say.
Mate,
I used to be a test driver for.
I had a blast around the track with Brocky during my training. Yeah.
Wow.
In Victoria.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Man. What a career. So what are you doing now?
So right now, I'm back here to do a TV show.
Okay.
So we are in the planning stages of doing that. I'm a musician, so I release music as well. But yeah, we came back to do a TV show, and I was going to be doing it with my good mate Richard Rawlings from Gas Monkey.
Ah, there's a name.
But Richard's situation has changed,
Okay.
and he's no longer in the controlling seat, put it that way.
Right.
So what we're doing now is we're doing a show built around me. I'll be hosting a new TV show here in Australia about cars, and we're going to be talking to people like you and like the owners here and the car clubs and all that sort of
Fantastic.
stuff. Aussie, background.
Yep.
Is unbeatable.
Okay.
And
So and that's what you're calling it? Is it
Yeah.
Aussie background?
No, we have a working title for I'll keep under the hat at the moment.
Okay.
Because it's a pretty nice name. But yeah, we have a working title for the show. We are in the staging processes right now of getting that done. Of course, anyone that's willing to fork out $5-6 million,
Yeah.
call me.
Oh, come and see us first, and then what's left over you can see.
We're looking for sponsors and that sort of thing, talking to the right people
Sure.
right now. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, mate, look, anything we can get out there to get the car community together,
Yeah.
mums and dads, kids, the next generation
Yeah.
coming through as
And
well.
we really need,
anything is good.
you probably agree, we really need a show that showcases what Australians can do. I can tell you, I've been at SEMA, 8-9 times, and I was down in 2022 in Melbourne at Motorex, and looking in the sort of like the top pavilion there, the top 30. If I took the top 10 out of there and I took it to Las Vegas to SEMA, there'd be no Americans in the top 10.
Is that right? Yeah.
I mean,
so the standard is that.
I was away for 21 years. I cannot believe the standard that we have here now on the show cars, and just even these normal cars here that are driving around today.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these things are immaculate. So,
Yeah. Well, look, yours is a really good case in point to that, mate. So
thank you.
well done. Thank you so much for bringing it out here
Pleasure.
and having a chat with us. And I take my hat off to you, mate. It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you very much. Good on you.
Nice
Thank you.
meeting you. See ya.
So, folks, in every small town you come to on your drive around southeast Queensland, you'll find some great cafes, some really lovely restaurants. And we're standing in front of Silverwood Cafe in the main street of Dayboro. This place is an absolute institution. It is wonderful, great setting. I've got the lovely Jess with me, who's the proprietor of Silverwood. Jess, how long has the cafe been running now?
Nearly 6 years now we've had it.
Wow. Okay.
And it's grown and grown and grown. We love it. We're very, very lucky.
You enjoying it still?
Most days.
Most days.
Most days. No, we do. We've been through a few little hiccups like COVID, and we flooded a while back, which was a little bit hard.
Right.
But we come back stronger every single time.
Mate, it's got such a great vibe there. You'll find a lot of the car community stop at Silverwood.
Yeah, very much.
Obviously, we've got the bike community here at Dayboro Day. And the coffee's always good. The staff are just delightful.
Thank you
Do
very
you
much.
handpick these people? Or where do you drag them
Absolutely.
from? I mean, getting staff at
Absolutely.
all is hard these
It
days,
is hard.
let alone really good ones.
Yeah, particularly in a rural town, we find it really hard to get good staff.
Sure.
But we give most people a really fair chance, and everyone wants to learn. So we find if we have a good environment, we have lovely customers, everyone's really understanding of everyone going through their
Fantastic.
training.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant, mate. Well,
Oh,
look,
thank you very
congratulations
much. I appreciate
on
it.
all that time in the industry now. Well done, mate.
Thank you. I really
hope
appreciate
you're around
it.
for another 20.
Me too, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jess. So, folks, those people who've watched our show before would know that I'm really, really passionate about motor cars, but also about families who get directly involved in cars. And I'm here with Bea and Ian, and we're looking at their two beautiful cars. We've got a Mustang and a Morgan behind us, which are not the sort of thing you would normally see in the one garage. So this really sparked my attention. I think it's just wonderful. So, folks, tell me about your passion about cars. More on you.
I think, well, I'd go with the convertible, Mustang convertible first. It's Bea's car. She was built the same year we was born. It's
You're not meant to give a lady's age away.
no, well, we haven't done that because people don't really know maths
Nobody
these
knows.
days.
Nobody knows what year this car is.
But it's
1969, I'm happy.
69 Mustang convertible. It's a unique year. The car's really special, but it's Bea's car. Bea's the driver, it's left-hand drive, and I think the more that is celebrated, the better the world will be.
Of course.
Female lady drivers is absolutely awesome and needs to be encouraged more.
Totally agree.
These cars aren't being made anymore. It's history, and we're out on these shows just to share that history with other enthusiasts.
Fantastic. Bea, look, I've often heard it said by mining companies that the women are the ones who look after the gear better than the men do, so they really like female drivers in these mining trucks. Did you choose the car, or did the car choose you?
Look, I had a dream many years ago that I wanted a blue convertible BMW. And then I bought a 2020 blue Mustang, and Ian, unbeknownst to me, was looking for that 69 convertible, but in a Mustang. And when he showed me, I just said, that's the car.
Fell in love with it.
Yeah. And it's great. I mean, I drive her because something about that oxytocin release, that good drug, getting out there, your top's down, you're behind the wheel, you're focusing on the sounds, your foot's on the accelerator, you've got to concentrate in a left-hand drive car.
That's true.
And it just feels good. And the joy that you bring other people as well.
Oh, don't you get smiles? People just smile. Cars like this, I feel the same about mine. I call them happy cars.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether somebody's sitting in the back seat with you or, people see them driving down the road. They just give you the biggest wave and the biggest smiles.
But yeah, I call it her therapy car.
Sure.
She has a really tough job with counselling as a social worker. She's dealing with a lot of things, trying to help people every day of the week. And you get out on weekends, you have sunny days, hear the wind, the breeze, open air, everything just blows away.
Fresh release.
It's the best therapy you can possibly get.
I understand.
And as well as sharing the car with other people.
For sure.
It's a really enjoyable experience.
It's brilliant. And for all the right reasons. Well done.
And also, I'm the passenger, I'm the co-pilot, and I actually get to look around and see the world.
See the countryside.
Yeah.
But he doesn't now because he's got his
So we've
own.
got a Morgan. So how long have you had the Morgan now?
Probably about 3 months now.
And why a Morgan? Is it timber bodied or timber
It is timber body.
Yep.
It's timber body. It's the original car. The only thing that's new is we've just had to replace the coil. We had to upgrade the coil to a full 12-volt coil. And we've done the leads as well.
Okay.
And they're only temporary leads now. We've got better leads coming. But original motor, it's a 3.5 litre Rover engine from 75. This is the first model when Peter Morgan, when he took over the Morgan Motor Company, he decided to upgrade from the 6s to the V8.
Right.
And this is the first engine.
First of the V8.
This is the first of the V8.
Well, look, folks, it's really obvious you love your cars, and if I may say, it's obvious you love each other, and whatever it takes to keep people together and enjoying this world.
I think we've been married 32 years, so it's nice to have a passion that you do together.
Well, look,
Yeah.
I thank you so much for bringing them along today.
Yeah.
It's just been delightful meeting both of you and
Thank
seeing
you.
these amazing machines.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Love it. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, B. Just wonderful.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
So folks, if you love what we do, feel free to like and subscribe, but you might want to consider actually supporting us through our Patreon crowdfunding platform.
So, if you've got a car, if your friend, family member, whoever it is, has got a car that you'd love to see featured on the show, then right down the bottom of the screen here is where you're going to find a link to it.